And as I said, a little hop, and we are here in the laboratory of the future, and we'll catch a glimpse into the workings of the next generation of laboratory devices and systems. And we'll now imagine everything goes with the flow. So we will go with the flow in our live demo FlowLab. And there will be quite some protagonists here. One is standing right next to me. It is Robert. It is Robert Kuschitsky. He's the
Hello.
CEO of Integris LIMS. And he will soon be joined by Sandra Wohlgemuth, Product and Customer Success Manager is Sentim. Then we will see Michael Fischer, CEO and co-founder of 2MAG Munich, and Tim Lauterbach, Research Associate, TU Dresden SmartLab Systems. Sorry. So we are eager to find out more, and with this, I hand over to you, Robert.
Thank you, Helena, for introducing our live stage of FlowLab today. We want to show you an integrated and optimized lab procedure that starts with a sample acceptance, sample preparation, of course, the sample analysis, and the reporting and the release of the results. Right now, I'm in the sample receiving area, waiting for the arrival of some urgent samples.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Sandra.
Here are the temperature-sensitive samples, which were requested yesterday. They were stored in dry ice immediately.
Great. I've been waiting for it since pre-registration reached me, but can you guarantee me the temperature stability of the samples?
Yes, sure. The limit value to be observed was minus 74 degrees Celsius, and due to continuous monitoring, I can guarantee you that this limit value was not exceeded.
And how do you manage the monitoring of the samples?
So with this application, Sentim offers a monitoring system consisting of these two components, the Sentim Sphere and the PT100 extension.
Okay.
The Sentim Sphere is a multi-sensor unit with Bluetooth connectivity.
Multi-sensor unit, what does it mean? Are you able to measure other parameters than temperature?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So the Sphere combines all relevant environmental parameters in one device: temperature, humidity, air pressure, motion, and light. Thus, it can also be used as a standalone solution. Here, take a look.
Okay, so the application can be used in other areas than transport, right?
Yeah, you're right. You can install the Sphere in thermal cabinets, such as refrigerators or incubators, in the warehouse, or even for room climate monitoring.
Okay, that's a smart and simple design, but what is the purpose of the two ports? Just charging?
Yeah, so besides charging, you can also extend the Sphere with additional sensors. So as in this case now, with the PT100 extension, attention, it's very cold,
Okay.
for ultra-low temperature monitoring.
Ultra-low temperature,
Yeah.
what does it mean? Are we talking about minus 75 degrees Celsius?
Yeah, you're right. So for dry ice now, minus 78 degrees.
Okay.
So, and to measure these temperatures accurately, the probe of these
Frozen.
100, it's frozen. The measurement range of this probe is minus 90 to plus 60 degrees in a typical Class A accuracy. And that means a maximum deviation of only 0.3.
Well, that's unique for such low temperatures.
Yeah.
And how do the extensions work?
So every extension is a fully functional measurement device with its whole intelligence integrated in this small plug. So it's very easy to individualize the Sphere for the user's monitoring task.
Okay, and are you providing different types of extensions?
Yes, so besides the PT100 for ultra-low temperature monitoring, Sentim also offers extension for CO2 or O2, but actually every parameter the customer desires. So it doesn't matter if it's a digital or an analog sensor, there are no limits.
Sounds like a comprehensive environmental monitoring system.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, it's very cold.
Okay.
And to check the temperature curve not only afterwards, but also during the transport, so that the carrier can act in time if something goes wrong, you can use the free Sentim Lab app. Here, take a quick look.
Okay.
So at the dashboard, you can see all parameters at once. It's connecting. Yeah. So these 5 parameters are all from the Sphere. Just try it once, plug in the PT100 in one port.
Sure.
And see. The new parameter tile appears immediately.
Plug and play connectivity. Wow.
Right. And you can also view the desired parameter in the graph view and compare it, for example, with the ambient temperature.
Seems to be helpful to check the real-time data, right?
Right, so it's definitely helpful.
Okay, so let's move on and get the data to our laboratory information system.
Right, sure. But Robert, how does your lab software actually works?
Well, we are using eLIMS, and this forms the control center of the laboratory. That means it manages and monitors the entire sample flow. It's quite flexible, and you can adapt it to your own needs, even without programming skills.
Okay.
But not only this, it's an integrated system and uses or includes ERP functionalities, for example, project management, customer relationship management, chemical management, and even capacity planning.
That sounds like an all-in-one system.
It is.
So it's
It is.
so it's everything in one place, and the lab technician doesn't need to gather anything. Great. And how did you get the order information from these samples?
Well, that's easy because the samples you brought, the customer pre-registered the samples using our customer portal. That means all the important informations are already stored in the system. And the only thing we have to do is to scan the barcode on the delivery node. Do we have the delivery node?
Of course.
So let's do this. Here it is.
Wow.
On the left side, you can see all the customer information. And on the right side, we have all the samples, 12, and we have the parameter scope down there, what we have to measure. But before the lab technician can start testing, we have to do an acceptance on quality acceptance check.
Yeah, you're right. And there are two ways to get the data for this. We can either send the data directly from the Ecentim Lab app to your system, or we take the Ecentim Gateway, the Scouter. Because since when the sphere is near the Scouter, the two devices connect. The Scouter then retrieves live data as well as historical data from the integrated storage of the sphere. So since the system from Ecentim is integrated in your lab, it transmits the data on demand directly to your eLIMS via OPC-UA.
Well, nowadays, the connectivity between devices in laboratories is one of the biggest issues to be solved. eLIMS is able to support, or it supports different interfaces, but of course, it's most convenient to use a standard like OPC-UA. So let's get the data.
Yep.
First, we have to go there and import the data. And here we have the temperature values with the limits and with the status, like indicated in green and yellow in this time. And we can see on the right side a small graph.
Ah, cool.
And then our temperature profiles.
Yeah, the temperature curve looks pretty cool. Everything is within the limits. And also with the color coding, it's super easy to check if all requirements are fulfilled. But what does the yellow status mean?
Well, yellow status means these are warnings. So as long as the limits, these are the limits, are not exceeded, everything is fine. So I think the temperature curve looks quite good, and we can release the order.
Perfect.
So let's release it. And well, my job is done. So I thank you very much, Sandra, for providing the samples just in time and to get some infos and some details of, like, say, monitoring devices.
So I have to thank you, Robert, for the insights to the eLIMS. But unfortunately, I have to leave now. I have some more samples to move to deliver. So have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Take care and bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Tim.
Do we have any samples for me?
We have. I just received the samples of Biochem, and after the acceptance check, I just released it. So it would be great if you could take them to the lab.
Sure, I'll take them to the lab right away.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Tim. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Michael. Nice to meet you too.
Sandra and Robert presented a lot of interesting things.
Yes.
What are the next steps?
As always, the first step is to take the first sample out of the transport container. Then unpack it. And scan its ID. Now, the lab system provides me with every single step I have to do from now on. As always, the next step is the labeling of the reaction vessel. So I take a label and stick the ID sticker on. Now I can confirm my step.
So it means due to confirmation, you can ensure traceability, do you?
Exactly. Every interaction is logged by the ELIMS system. And that way, I cannot miss a single step, and the whole process complies with the guidelines of accredited laboratories.
By the way, have you replaced the old manual pipettes?
We did. We're using digital pipettes now.
And the set points are automatically gathered from the ELIMS?
Exactly. I can simply take the pipette, get a tip, aspire a sample volume, and release it in the reactor. And as simple as that, I finished the pipetting step. After confirmation, I get a new SOP. The new SOP states everything I need for the next step, all materials and all methods to be used. In this case, a magnetic steering bar and a mobile temperature sensor.
Okay, let's start the next step by adding the steering bar and the mobile temperature sensor.
Sure. I take the magnetic steering bar and add it to the reactor, as well as a mobile temperature sensor.
Are these little temperature sensors the Sens-o-Spheres I purchased recently?
Exactly, they are. Here, try one for yourself.
Amazing. How little and light they are. Like a cherry pit.
Yes, they are really light. They weigh just under half a gram, and as a result, they swim through the whole reaction vessel. The Sens-o-Spheres are a development of the Technische Universität Dresden. They are probably the smallest mobile temperature sensors for biotech purposes.
But there are no cables. How do you receive the data?
The Sens-o-Spheres send their data wirelessly on a radio frequency band to our gateway. The gateway receives the data and transmits the data to our software. The Sens-o-Spheres software then shows the live data over here.
In which intervals are the data transmitted?
The smallest interval is a 10-second interval. This means you get a live data every 10 seconds for the next 7 to 8 days.
Impressive. I didn't expect such a long use of I didn't expect such a long use time. I'm impressed. And can I use the Sens-o-Spheres only in a shaking flash?
No, you can use it actually in every plastic or glass container you can find in the lab.
Impressive, impressive. And after using them, I throw it away?
No, definitely not. The Sens-o-Spheres are reusable. You can clean them after the process and recharge them wirelessly, similar to an electric toothbrush.
And can the Sens-o-Sphere only measure the temperature, or is there any other process parameters it can detect?
The Sens-o-Spheres electronics is designed as a sensor platform. At the moment, they gather temperature. In the near future, they will be presented with an additional integrated pH sensor. They will come in the same size and the same low weight as the current sensors, but with an additional integrated pH sensor.
And what happens to the data once they are stored by the software?
The Sens-o-Spheres software transmits the data to our ELIMS system via OPC-UA. Michael, as you have the deeper insight in the technical specifications of our lab, would you mind giving me a brief introduction into this new OPC-UA interface?
Yes, OPC-UA is the gold standard of digitalization. The open platform communication is not really new. It's a framework and has been used in automation for more than 20 years. Currently, the laboratory device manufacturer are developing the new laboratory agnostic device standard, which is based on OPC-UA.
Yes, I think I heard about this LADS interface.
Yeah. LEDs devices can be integrated into networks via plug-and-play for monitoring, controlling, updating and programming devices, and even orchestrating of several programs of different devices. OPC and therefore LEDs supporting encrypted communication, therefore it's very safe, and mobile devices can be used as well. We are talking about really great steps for the automation in the laboratory.
Michael, thanks for clearing this up for me. I didn't know that monitoring, controlling, updating and programming and even orchestrating several devices, several programs from different devices is already possible in the lab with a single software framework. But let's continue our workflow. The next step is to put the reaction vessel on a multi-position magnetic stirrer.
Yeah, for tasks like these, we have the new integrated 2MIG Mix 15.
All right.
Yes,
and I don't have to set anything manual anymore thanks to OPC, right?
That's correct. The OPC-UA connected laboratory is really easy to use. You have just to confirm the mixing step.
All right.
That means there are no manual settings. Everything is process guided and mistakes will be avoided, and everything is fully automatic. It means the set points are transferred in an automated process from the LIMS to the 2MIG stirrers. And see, the lights, the LEDs around the stirrers are softly fading in and out and giving you the sign the stirrer is ready for use. Okay. Just place the flask on the top of the stirrer.
And to start the whole process, I just have to tap the tablet, right?
Yeah. And during the operation, you will see it now, and during the operation, the LEDs are rotating until the steering procedure is stopped.
All right. And can every magnetic stirrer communicate via OPC-UA interface?
Well, in future selected models of 2MIG magnetic stirrers will have an OPC-UA interface. 2MIG is specialized in high-quality magnetic stirrers, which are maintenance-free and wear-free, and mostly a part of fully automated systems. Therefore, 2MIG is developing OPC-UA interface and investing a lot of time. It's a most important topic for 2MIG.
Sounds like the next step towards the future of the lab. Michael, I think while we were talking, the ELIM system automatically finished the procedure, and I think our process here is done.
Yeah, it's done. Do you see it indicated at the LEDs? And our analysis is finished, and I will have a look for the report. I will check it. I jump over to Robert.
Michael, see you around.
See you around. Hi, Robert.
Hi, Michael.
We have to check the ELIMS and the transferred data. Please, can you show me the entries and results?
Of course. First, we have to check the process or the status of the order. So let's switch to the dashboard of ELIMS, and that's a dashboard where you can see a gadget with all the lab orders of today. And as you can see here, it's completed. That means all the analytical measurements are made, and we can switch to create the report. That means I'm going to the module order distribution.
That means this module is used for checking the orders and creating the reports?
Right. Here we have an overview of all the interesting orders at the moment, and with a single click, I can create the report.
And how we have to manage the accounting? Do we have to use ERP software?
Well, we have to, but before, I just want to show you the report. So here we have the report on the right side with all the customer information, and we have the measurements we have done, and we have, of course, the raw data. In our case, it's the Sens-o-Sphere data. And what we have to do now is to check the plausibility and the completeness of the report, and I think it looks pretty good. So I would validate the report, and after this, confirm. We could send the report to the customer or to the authorities if needed.
Indeed, it's looking pretty good. I am deeply impressed about the productivity of the whole system. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then it's time to say thank you, Robert, Michael, Tim and Sandra, thank you for taking us on this flow and for this refreshing demo. And for all of you who have switched in to find out about automation, you are right on spot. And we will be with you in just a couple of seconds. And check this out. Stay posted.